Flatbeds of Fear. It was a misty October day on the island of Sodor.
At Knapford Docks, Cranky was unloading a big shipment of building supplies.
What's that noise?
That'll be the Flatbeds of Fear, Stanley.
The Flatbeds of Fear? What are they?
But now, me hearty, long ago, an old engine was putting 3 flatbeds over an old bridge. Suddenly, the flatbeds surged against him, and the engine plunged into the sea below, and the flatbeds rolled away. Now the flatbeds rule the rails, a whistling and a wailing and looking for an engine to bump into. So, me hearty, beware of the Flatbeds of Fear, or they might push you into the sea.
Enough of your tall tales, Salty. Stanley has work to do. Off you go, Stanley.
So Stanley was coupled up to the flatbeds, and with a toot of his whistle, was on his way.
Watch out for the Flatbeds of Fear, Stanley. You'll never know when they'll come after ye. Ha 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 ha.
Stanley clattered through the mist, when suddenly he heard the mysterious noise again.
What's that?
Stanley looked around, but he couldn't see anything that could have made the mysterious sound. Henry and Neville were at Knapford Yards when Stanley arrived.
Hello, Stanley.
I've just heard the Flatbeds of Fear. Who of what? The Flatbeds of Fear, Salty told me about them. They roam the rails in search of an engine, and they whistle and wail. Oh my, that sounds spooky. It was.
Ha, don't be such a pair of scaredy engines. There must be a perfectly sensible explanation.
I hope so, I really do.
The next day, Neville was sent to pick up the pipes from the shunting yards and take them to Vickerstown.
I don't want to hear the Flatbeds of Fear. I hope I don't hear the Flatbeds of Fear. Oh no, it's the Flatbeds of Fear.
But it was just a cow in a field.
I don't want to see the Flatbeds of Fear. I hope I don't see the Flatbeds of Fear. It's the Flatbeds of Fear.
But it was just the guard blowing his whistle. Neville finally made it to the shunting yards and picked up the pipes.
Please don't hear the Flatbeds of Fear. I really don't want to hear the Flatbeds of Fear.
Then Neville heard some whistling and some wailing.
Oh no. That's not a cow in a field, and it's definitely not the guard's whistle. It must be the Flatbeds of Fear.
Neville was too scared to keep on puffing. He slowed down, so his driver took him onto a siding, thinking there was something wrong. Neville stopped, and he wouldn't budge. Henry had to be called to take the flatbeds to Vickerstown.
You were being very silly, Neville. There really are no such thing as the Flatbeds of Fear.
But there are. I heard them.
Nonsense. What did you actually hear?
I heard a whistling and the wailing sound, just like Stanley said.
Huh. I still think there must be a sensible explanation.
Then Henry heard something too.
Ooh, what's that noise? Stanley, are you playing a trick on me?
But Henry couldn't see Stanley anywhere.
Neville, is that you?
There was no sign of Neville.
That better not be you, Salty.
But there was no sign of another engine. Henry puffed away as fast as he could, but the whistling and wailing was right behind him.
Oh no, maybe there isn't a sensible explanation. Maybe it really is the flatbeds of fear.
Henry puffed faster and faster as he tried to get away from the flatbeds of fear. Then there was trouble. Henry swerved into a siding and bumped into the buffers at the end of the track. The sides of the trucks collapsed. Steel pipes came loose and rolled off the flatbeds.
Bubbly boilers. At least I can't hear the flatbeds of fear anymore. They must have gone away after another engine.
Rocky had to be called to lift the pipes onto the trucks. Meanwhile, Stanley was at the docks.
Have you got some more pipes ready for me, Cranky?
Keep your funnel on, Stanley. Nearly done.
Oh, there's a bit of a breeze whipping up me hearty.
Oh no, it's the flatbeds of fear.
There are no flatbeds of fear, Stanley. That's just the wind whistling through the pipes.
Really?
You silly engines.
Salty, you said the whistling and wailing was the flatbeds of fear.
Arg, that I did. But it might have just been the wind.
You troll, you were teasing us all along?
Arr, that's the way of us dockside diesels. Ho ho ho.
That night, Henry was late coming back to the sheds.
Stanley, you were right. The flatbeds of fear are real.
What do you mean? You're the one who was right there. Really? Was a sensible explanation?
Really? But I heard the sound and it kept following me. And what explanation?
It was one of Salty's troll tales. It was just the wind blowing through the pipes.
Wind blowing through the pipes. Oh yes, I knew it had to be something. I wasn't scared really.
But everyone knew that Henry had been frightened by the flatbeds of fear. And from that day forward, nobody spoke of the flatbeds of fear again. Except maybe Salty.
And to this day, the flatbeds of fear roll the soda rails, looking for an engine to bump into.
Oh, Salty, honestly.